when you were doing music, were you always writing for yourself, or
I was
were you
always writing for
occasionally writing?
myself. I'm not a writer, and that's like the interesting thing. And to all industry people out there and labels out there, like, please, I want y'all to know that I am not a writer. Don't invite me to your writers camps. Like, that was a special situation that just happened to happen. It was an opportunity, and we just happened to be on the same wave. I'm not opposed to writing and helping other people, you know what I'm saying? But even still, like I said, I don't do writers camps. Like, I'll work with someone directly if that's the case. But other than that, I'm my own artist. I've always been my own artist. Like, I hate the whole process of like me working hard on a song for someone and then giving it to you and then you telling me, I don't like I hate that. I hate it. I'm not a writer. Like, I'm not.
Okay, so how did you initially meet Drake?
Um, it was a I'm not gonna it was a mutual friend who kind of made that connection happen.
Okay, so you guys met in person, and how did things sort of progress after that?
Um, we were just pretty much on the same wave at the same time. I guess as far as musically, like we were in the same mindset, and I don't know. We worked on a project together, and that's that.
Okay, so were you actually in the studio together working on stuff, or were you writing stuff to him and sending it to him, and then he laid it
It
out?
it was we worked together. That's all I'm gonna say. We worked together.
Okay, and how much time did you guys actually spend together in the studio?
Um, we spent time together. We spent a good amount of time together. Like, we work together. We collaborate. I don't know, the way that he portrayed it. Like, I just the spark ideas thing. I don't know how he wants to portray it, but from my perspective, we work together, and it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't. I still don't look at it as a bad thing. It changed my life. It was a great time in my life. It was one of the highlights of my life, and I got an opportunity to work with one of the biggest artists in hip hop, and we were actually, like I said, we were on the same wavelength. Like, it was like we collaborated, So
Okay, so out of those collaborations, what songs came out of that?
I'm not gonna get specific on the songs.
So you guys worked together, and you essentially referenced the tracks, and then he went and kind of redid them himself.
I mean, it was different processes for different songs. Like, I'm not gonna get into detail about it, but we worked
Okay,
together on it.
okay, but the songs ended up dope.
I think they came out dope too, and I feel like all the negative shit, like all the shit that happened last year. It's unfortunate to me because it clouds a project that I feel like was a strong project, a great project, and it was something that I was super proud to be a part of. I called my mom, I called my dad. I'm like, yo, Dad, I did something. I did something significant. Like, the world. It touched the world, and I wanted it to be one of those projects that like go down in hip hop history. Like, and then all the shit happened, and now there's like a stain on the legacy of that project. But I hope that like one day, like, years down the line, when it's all over with, people can just look at that project and say, wow, this is a great project, like, and just appreciate the project.
Well, I think people are looking at it now and saying it's a great project. I mean, I think that between the sales, the radio and internet play, the impact of the music, I don't think anyone could doubt the impact of this project.
Yeah, of course. I mean, people don't doubt that, but it's always that side conversation. It's almost like the Tanya Harding, what's her name, Nancy Kerrigan. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Nancy might have been the most lit. You know what I'm saying? She might have did lit shit afterwards, but it's always gonna be like Tanya's gonna be brought up, you know, when it comes to a conversation with her, you know. So like I feel like that's how it's gonna be with If You're Reading This It's Too Late. It's always gonna be that, well, there's that ghostwriting thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, fuck, you know, like I just wanted to just be remembered as a great project. Like,
Well, I mean, historically, a lot of rappers have collaborated on songs. Like I've personally interviewed, you know, Corrupt and Royce the 5'9", who wrote for Dr. Dre. I just interviewed King T, who was talking about some of the people who helped Ice Cube write some of his stuff. You know, like Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
and Ice Cube used to write for Eazy-E. Like,
Ice Cube wrote for Eazy-E, Ran wrote for Eazy-E, DOC wrote for Eazy-E. There's always been a lot of writers in hip hop, just period. And if you take a step back and you look at music in general, like forget about it. You look at R&B, it's very rare that an R&B artist actually writes his own stuff. It's even rarer for a pop artist to write his own stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's you know, in hip hop is different. Like, you know, I guess there's this like authenticity thing that people say that it needs to be. I don't know. It just depends on how you do it. You know, like if you look at like Kanye West, you know, like he's very open about it being a shitload of writers on a song. Like he has no issue with that. You know, I mean, I guess it just depends on how you decide to go about it. The way that, you know, it was decided to go about with this project, I mean, I didn't really have any control over how, you know, they decided how to go about it. I just played my part. I knew what I was doing, you know, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the time that you were working with Drake, like all the paperwork was set up, everything else like that, like when the project came out, everything was above ground?
Yeah, everything's good, man. I'm not.
Okay.
I don't want to get into detail about none of that. So.
Okay, everything good.
One there. One on my back there. You see it?
Okay.
One there, one under there, a few.
Oh, so you got stabbed all over your body?
Yeah.
It ain't no lose or gain from that, you know what I mean? So I don't see no reason to lie.
Yeah.
Punch a little Quentin in his mouth. He seemed like a nice guy, man.